Good evening. We bring you the latest in the world of sports. I'm Paulo Del Rosario.
And we give you the conversations you want to hear from your favorite sports icons and athletes. I'm Boom Gonzalez. Now watch the game live on the Filipinas Live app. We're for just 99 pesos a month on the Filipinas Live app, available for download on Google Play or the App Store.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. Well, we are down to the final stretch in the PVL Invitational Conference, and two foreign teams have joined the playing field. Now, let's get to know Japan's Kurashiki Ablaze and Vietnam's Kim Bak Ngi and find out about the athletes to watch out for this week. Jamie Lavitoria joins us here. Jamie, this is an interesting twist, as it always is, with the foreign teams coming on. You got a chance to watch them in their first matchup against each other. What were your first impressions for both these teams?
Well, the first set was extremely close, and in the last three sets, Japan was able to sweep away. They had less unforced errors compared to Kim Bak Ngi, and I have to commend the libero of Kurashiki Ablaze. She had 31 digs and receptions, and the confidence that they have. Japan is known for their defense and their great self-ball control, so it really showed in that match.
Well, what kind of, each team has a personality, right? Regardless of whether they're local teams, you always look at that when it comes to foreign teams, whether it's a SEA Games or any other, or VNL for that matter. What do you see between the two teams, the Vietnamese team and the Japan team?
Well, looking at the Japanese team, they're always smiling, and it kind of reminded me of Risa Sato from the Creamline Cool Smashers. And on the Vietnamese team, they're a little bit more serious. I was watching their timeouts. We didn't get to understand what the coach was actually saying, but based on his body language, you can see that he's very serious, not smiling compared to the Japanese team.
I would be very surprised if you understood what was being said in the huddle of either of these teams, to be quite honest. But then, Jamie, you take a look at the effect this could have on the local scene. Of course, playing new opponents, different styles of play. Just how good is that for the local squads in the PVL?
I believe it's really a treat to go against these international teams, because at the end of the day, it's only a loss if you don't learn. And I'm sure that each PVL team is going to get a little dose of each international teams of what they can pick up. And when you play against good teams like the Japanese team and Vietnamese team, you actually become a better player because you're exposed to a different environment and a different system.
Okay, speaking of Japan, they just won.
Yep.
Yes,
Right? Against the Signal. So they go 2-0 in the semifinals. In that first game, Tamaru Osaka was 29-point scorer right off the bat. But also it was their defense, Jamie. It seemed like the ball just wouldn't go down on them, especially in that first set when the crowd was still in it.
Yes.
Take me through what you saw in that match.
In that match, like you just said, Boom, the ball does not drop. The play keeps going, and that just goes to show the effort that is shown on the system of the Japanese. They never let the ball drop. And in terms of ball control, because the players had 29 points, it's because the first ball and the defense is stabilized.
Well, you know what? We have games every day this week except for Wednesday.
Correct.
And there's a lot of players that we have to watch out for because there's already developing storylines for each of these teams. Now, let's go to F2 in particular first. Not a great start to the semifinals. In fact, very disappointing considering how their first semifinal game went and then the sweep last time around. Abi Maraño is one you have to watch out for, according to you. Why so?
Yes. Well, because of the absence of KKD, the captain, Abi Maraño, really needs to step up, not in terms of points, but also as a leader. You could see in their last match against PLDT, they kind of looked fatigued, based, of course, on the schedule for the Invitational Conference. But I noticed during that match, when I covered that game, you can see Abi Maraño on the sideline cheering her team on, and I think she needs that. They need that energizer, that boost that KKD usually gives on the court.
And she also just posted that it's not over yet.
Yes.
That they're still going on, and they're going in for another win, and they're playing tomorrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the foreign teams, right? Okay. CCS doing very well, obviously unbeaten here in the Invitational. That machine is running well. 2 5-setters, physically and emotionally draining, and at the center of it all is Gia de Guzman.
Yes, I chose Gia because when you look at the stat sheets, you look at the triple threat. I call it the triple threat. You have Eliza Valdez, who is at her peak form. I have to say the phenom is back. Tots Carlos and Gemma Galanza. But behind every good spiker is a great setter, I have to say, and that's Gia de Guzman. She orchestrates the offense beautifully, and she's a thinking setter, and what I mean by that is she looks at the blockers on the other side of the opponent. And if you notice in the past game, her sets are much faster to the open, and I believe it's a strategy as they face the foreign teams.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how she actually adapts to, again, different opposition for sure. Signal lost today, and you want to mention Jov Gonzaga, and I feel that taking a look at the numbers from today's game, only 33 attack points for Signal compared to Kurashiki Ablaze's 51. Jov Gonzaga has to be a big part of it in boosting their numbers in terms of attack points. Just why did you highlight her for the rest of the semis?
I highlighted her because it's her first time playing indoor after a very long time, and because of her beach volley skills, she's able to not help and execute in the scoring department, but in terms of digging and surface receive. And I've noticed they always target her.
They do. I was just about to say.
They target her. Maybe strategy to maybe tire her out. But I know that she can overcome that based on the experience that she has.
And that's also from the preliminaries.
Yes.
One last quick point. PLDT is coming up next against the Vietnamese team. Kat Arado is the important player for you.
I chose Kat Arado because of her, not only her 20 excellent digs in the past few games, but because of, if you look at her during the game, during the rally and in between the rally, she talks to each player, and that's a sign of a good thinking libero. She actually, if you look at them on the court, her point of view is different from the spikers, so she can actually see the opposite, the opponent. So she tells them during the rallies, okay, go down the line, go for that drop ball, and she's constantly talking during the game.
Thinking and a leader, libero for PLDT, who are coming up next against Kin Bakbak Ni. Hey, here's a look at the PVL games happening tomorrow also, July 25 at the Phil Sports Arena. Vietnam's Kin Bakbak Ni will see action against the defending champions, Creamline Cool Smashers. That's at 4 p.m. And as we mentioned, 6:30 p.m., the F2 Logistics Cargo Movers will face Japan's Kurashiki Ablaze. Catch the PVL live and on demand for just 99 pesos a month on the Filipinas Live app, available for download on Google Play or the App Store. Thank you very much, Jamie Lavitoria, for guesting tonight. In the meantime, when we return, we'll break down the upcoming FIFA Women's World Cup match between the Filipinas and New Zealand. Stay tuned, you're watching The Game. Welcome back to the game. The Filipinas play their hearts out in their debut on the FIFA World Cup stage, but now all eyes are on their second match versus New Zealand. And joining us tonight is someone who knows all about our Philippine national football team as a former member herself. Welcome to the game, live in the studio, Cam Rodriguez. Cam, good to see you.
Hi, Room. Hi, Paolo. Very good to be here.
Before we talk about the match the other day and the match tomorrow, I want to just get a personal note from you. The time the girls went out on the pitch, what was your feeling? What was going through your head in that historic moment?
So much emotions. I teared up.
I bet, yeah.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, watching them exit the stadium, hear the national anthem, when I rewatched it again, so much emotions flooding, mostly pride, humility, and just gratitude that we have finally made it.
Even just you talking about it right now, it really gets to my skin, right? In a good way, of course.
Yeah, it's crazy. And, just hearing the national anthem for the first time and seeing our girls play. And the thing is, a lot of people are wondering whether or not we do belong on that stage because we're going up against bigger nations based on the rankings. This one was, I believe, 26 places higher than us.
Yes.
You take a look at what we showed against that type of expectation, at least on paper numbers.
Yeah.
How did you do?
I think we did really well. We've shown time and time again after we qualified for the World Cup that we are competitive.
Right.
And we've shown, we flexed our muscles against higher ranked teams throughout this preparation. And even when we showed up against Switzerland, we were really organized and disciplined, and we showed that we belong there. So
Okay, let's get specific. What were some of the moments that you thought, great takeaways, positive takeaways? Other than that goal that would have been,
I was going to say, that's the goal. That would be number one.
Right.
Yes.
But okay, while watching the match and rewatching the match,
Yeah.
as you said, take us through some of the takeaways, the positive takeaways in your opinion.
Yeah. So definitely the team showed a lot of discipline, and
Yeah.
we came into the tournament knowing that that's our strength. And the main goal of being defensive is that we want to defend well so that we could go and score a goal and win the game. And we showed that we were able to do that, and we had a moment of brilliance where we were able to connect the pass from our defense all the way up to the attack and almost had our first opening goal in the 15th minute.
Katrina-
Sobrang gigil.
Katrina Guillo is so fast
She is.
that she actually could not stay on side. But you take a look at moments like that, all right? Moments like that. Do you feel that those are the ways that the Philippines will be the most dangerous for the rest of the group stage?
Yes, absolutely. When we start connecting our passes, we look dangerous. And as long as we keep doing that and be more creative in attack, the sky's the limit for the team.
All right, you have every right to nitpick. What are some of the things that you thought we should do better going forward?
Definitely be more creative. I felt like the team was a little bit more reserved in defending, which is rightfully so because we want to keep the game to ourselves, right? 0-0. But as we go against these next two games, we would want to show that we're hungrier. We would want to show that we are capable of scoring goals because we are. And
Yeah.
we have shown a lot of great goals in the past 18 months.
Yeah, and absolutely. And speaking of the last 18 months, within the last 18 months, we actually did play our next opponent in
Yes.
New Zealand. And we did lose that game in a friendly 2-1. I would argue we should have won that game.
That's what you were telling me.
Yeah, I would argue we should have won that game. I know it's completely different because they're the host nation. They're going to have 25,000 or so people
Right.
behind their backs. But then you take a look at the Philippines' chances here. What can we expect?
I expect that we will be organized still. We will be careful with the ball. And I expect that everyone's going to come out hungrier because, these are the hosts. And even if they are in the host country, I know a lot of Filipinos will be watching there.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a sold-out game. So it's really a good game to really show what we can do as Filipinos.
Yeah.
So
Well, you
very
remember
excited.
you remember that last match, I'm sure. What did you see that we can take advantage of against this New Zealand team, this host team?
Yeah. I believe that they have some vulnerabilities at the back, especially when we Filipinas are able to make those forward runs, meaning you want to break the lines and we have powerful strikers, powerful midfielders on top, and when we're able to do that and execute our moments well, we can score. Kasi yun yung maganda sa football, di ba? Bilog yung bola.
Okay, I'm gonna nerd out here.
Go.
All right, I'm gonna nerd out
Please.
here because she
It's
did
your
mention the
chance.
powerful strikers and breaking the lines at the back. So, knowing that, the two usual suspects are going to be Katrina Gayu, are going to be Serena Bolden.
Right.
But the question is, who is making that pass? In that packed midfield, who are you looking at right now to be the creative force there to set those two free?
Yeah. I have big admiration and respect for Jackie Sawicki. So I felt like she did a really good job in covering like 12 kilometers. I think she was the
Yeah.
player coming out of that Switzerland
Yeah.
game with most kilometers covered. And she has the ability to hold the ball, keep it away from defenders, and create those safe passes. And we just need to connect those passes so that Serena or Katrina can go.
And you know what? Just to add, Jackie
Sure.
Sawicki was actually the player that covered the most amount of distance on that match day of all the matches.
Right.
So really, Jackie is going to be that person for you. The joke is that if the world covers the ocean, like 29% covers the ocean, the
Yeah.
rest is covered by Jackie
I saw
Sawicki.
that.
Yes, I agree.
Speaking of the most, we talked about this the other day. The busiest woman also, the team. Olivia McDaniel was
Right.
incredibly busy. There was a lot of rejections on her part.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on her performance? And she seems to be very confident about the next game, you know, in some of the articles that have come out and some of the comments that she's made. She seems to be very confident going against New Zealand.
I mean, Olivia, as a person, she is confident, and she gets that confidence from, you know, her family, God, the team, and that's exactly the attitude that we need entering this New Zealand game. And she showed that she's able to, you know, be strong in front of the goal and to have safe hands. So we just need more of that and play together as a team to help Olivia as well.
To help her,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah, you know what? I can't wait to see that. And of course,
Give us a prediction, Cam. Come on, let's go. Come on. You guys,
No, hot take, but
we don't have.
I don't know.
you
Is
here-
it a hot take? We'll
We don't
see.
have you here so much, so we
Yeah.
might as well get one from you.
I feel like it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to end in 2-1. And I believe that the Filipinas can pull an upset.
Love this.
First.
Love this.
Oh,
If
let's
I'm right.
call all our sports writer friends right now.
We're gonna see red, like real red.
Oh my goodness, Cam, really appreciate you, and of course for all the fans out there. Now we've got more for sports stories in just a bit. You can catch that though on the Filipinas Live app. The Filipinas going up against New Zealand. Maraming salamat. We really appreciate it.
Praying.
Thank
We're
you so
praying.
much.
We're
Thanks for
praying.
having me.
Thanks.
All right, so stay tuned, guys. You're watching the game.
Welcome back to the game. Gilas Filipinas is headed to the biggest basketball stage, and this is your chance to witness basketball history live and in person with the FIBA World Cup Single Game Pass. Come and watch the best basketball players in the globe and cheer them on live inside the venues. The FIBA Basketball World Cup 2023 Single Game Pass is now available for as low as 499 pesos. Get your tickets at SM Tickets, Ticketnet, or via philippines-ticketing.worldcup.basketball. Thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Boom Gonzalez.
And I'm Paul De Rosario. This has been The Game.
Go Filipinas!
Woohoo!